Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back. So, there has been some controversy with World of Warcraft. Apparently there's going to be some quest lines coming in the next patch 10.1.5 that's going to be a little iffy to a lot of people. Now, me being a newcomer, I wanted to gauge the community and see what you guys think about this. So I see kind of like a 50-50 split on it. I see some people being uneasy, and I see some people saying, oh, this is kind of like lore. This is, what happened. So, let's not kind of mess with it. But I got this video up here from the homie soulsobreezy. Now, I subscribe to him because I've seen some of his other stuff when it comes to, I think, what was it? It was some job stuff. Some job, I guess you wouldn't call it jobs in World of Warcraft, like classes. So I really like some of his videos. So I decided, hey, let me give him some support, some viewership, and I subscribe to him. So we're gonna look at this huge backlash that's coming in 10.5. Apparently, it has something to do with Chromie and Alexstrasza. Now, I know of both of these characters, more so Alexstrasza, being that when I was doing all my research before coming into World of Warcraft, I've looked up my share of things on Alexstrasza, like things I can't show on here because this video would get struck down immediately. Immediately it gets struck down. But I would say Alexstrasza, even though I haven't met Alexstrasza in game yet, but from the research that I've done, I can honestly tell you she's one of my favorite characters. Let's get started.
You know what I hate, folks? I don't hate it. You know what I don't like in most narratives? I'm not fond of time travel. It's a really
Yeah, I
fun
heard it's bad
concept,
in WoW.
but it also comes with all sorts of weird sorts of story. There are lots of weird situations that come with the idea that time travel or alternate realities or affected realities and all that stuff.
Wait, let me read this real quick. The assassination of Amber Kieran. I don't know who that is. I haven't met them yet. I'm sorry to ask you to do this, Kanya, but Amber Kieran needs to die. A member of the Alliance organization S17, her death was critical to undiscovering the Marshal Straw, replaced by a Dreadlord during the Legion's invasion. I need you to go to Dalaran and ensure she dies. We'll send you in disguise. No one can know you were there.
How all that ends up playing out. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about in today's kind of ranty video about these certain quest lines that are going to appear in patch 10.1.5 if they in fact appear. These are very controversial sorts of topics that I'm going to cover, to the point where
Oh crap! I just
I'm
realized.
not even going to
I
entirely
think
say what they
I think my webcam's I have to move my webcam.
are, because YouTube is going to
I realized I think I was blocking the homie.
if I talk about it in depth. So I'm going to focus on the idea of time travel and kind of how the Bronze Dragonflight have their own sort of prime directive. They have a mission to make sure that things turn out the way that they're supposed to. And we've seen these sorts of narrative kinds of things happen in all sorts of places. Like the most current Spider-Man movie has this entire society of, well, I'm not going to spoil too much. It has this whole thing where they try to make things work out a certain way. The Bronze Dragonflight has this whole thing. And other Marvel stuff, the TVA from the Loki series, and I guess what we're seeing in this current phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they have this whole thing on, realities and time are supposed to work out a certain way. In the context of video games specific to the World of Warcraft, very specific to what's happening in 10.1.5, we're being asked to be an agent of those timelines, an agent of the Bronze Dragonflight, to make sure that things happen the way that they're supposed to. And what we're getting a glimpse to the very murky and dark reality that the Bronze Dragonflight faces in order to make, I guess, the best timeline happen, I suppose. And so folks are most definitely going to have strong reactions to these. Definitely on paper, and as you can see from this quest here, this one is asking us to make sure that somebody dies according to what happened in the Warcraft universe. And in fact, we've seen this happen before. We've seen this happen before with the Caverns of Time quest lines that had happened, the dungeons that had happened as early as the Burning Crusade expansion, where we were told, "Hey, we need to make sure that things happen the way that they're supposed to, because the Infinite Dragonflight is pulling some shenanigans. We need to make sure that the culling of Stratholme happens. We need to make sure that Arthas Menethil goes down his dark path and
Really?
slaughters an entire town, and we need to help him enable that." Or
Wow.
we need to kind of be in the background to make sure that things that try to interfere with that
Wait,
happen.
so dude, so they already had quests like this before in game. So it sounds like the timeline in Warcraft is kind of like preset. And even though you went back in time, you still had to make sure Arthas did what he had to do to become the Lich King. Damn.
And so, in a weird way, we are complicit to one of the great atrocities that had happened around the time of the so called Third War in the Warcraft series. And so, we're being asked to do that again. In this case, and so what I want to do, I want to kind of lay everything out so that way you can decide whether you think this is like the worst thing ever or if this is just a video game. I'm not. My feelings are very mixed on this. I'm just gonna lay it out, let people have a conversation over in the comments, and leave it at that. So in this case, we're being asked to make sure that someone is killed because it's necessary for the best timeline, I suppose, and probably the one that is really getting people's attention right now in social media and Twitter and whatnot is this one here, where we're being asked to help play out, to make sure that the events that happened to Alexstrasza during the second war between the orcs and the humans, to make sure that that happens. Now, as you know, during Warcraft 2, really cool things were able to happen. We were able to get these dragon units and these griffin units. There were flying units in that game, and that was awesome. But what's the
Yeah, I don't know that much about Warcraft 2. Being that a lot of you guys said, it doesn't really hold too much significance when it comes to the main stuff of World of Warcraft.
story behind that? Well, Alexstrasza was being forced to birth, these dragons. They had to come from somewhere, and supposedly and from
Oh.
connecting all the dots, these dragons came from her. They're her babies, and they wreaked havoc. Blah blah blah. But obviously, Alexstrasza had to birth these dragons somehow, and so that sort of connection has been made. What we're being asked to do in this quest is to help connect that and to help make sure that it happens. A lot of folks on social media are reacting very, very strongly to this. They don't want to feel
Oh.
complicit in such an act, and so they want that this quest line removed. I don't blame anyone for asking something like that,
Wait a
but
minute.
I
So,
also
okay. Oh. Wait a minute. Does he show exactly the? I need to see the actual quest for for Alexstrasza. Hold on. I should have just gone to the Blizzard forums. Just okay. So hold on. Let me see. Let's see. The quest starts fairly typically with Chromie cracking jokes about the time being like cheese. She, however, is pointing out that this is a tough one. That she doesn't want Alexstrasza to know about it. Uh, Starting to turn in. She first uses a bit of modern slang to further reiterate that Alexstrasza doesn't need to know about what happened, and then the complication prompts. She acts theatrically without much sensitivity to what the player just had to do or what they put Alexstrasza through. It states that she find out. Okay. Oh god. All right. There's a lot of stuff here. Um. Okay. So let me skim this. The demon soul was used by the Dragon Maw clan in the Second War to bind Alexstrasza to their will with Deathwing's assurance and direction. They were unable to use it fully to mind control the dragons, or even more than one dragon at a time. So for the most part, it was only used to magically torture Alexstrasza whenever a red dragon defies the orcs. This is important because it means the actions forced upon the dragons were carried out had to be carried out themselves, and they were not mindlessly controlled. Damn. What? The goal of this was to constantly and forcefully mate Alexstrasza to her consorts and her children to reproduce young dragons that they could be used as war mounts in the Second War. To put this in clearest terms, the Dragon Maw orcs tortured Alexstrasza to persuade her family to hmm, let me see the quest. Let me see the quest. Where is it? Okay, I want to get back to the video, but I'm gonna read the rest of that on my own time, guys. Uh, oh god, where? Wait, where's the actual? Wait a minute. So, huh? All right, let me see if I can. Okay, bro, this is tough, man. This is oh god. All right, so it says the Dragon Maw clan has misplaced the demon soul. Find it and put it back before Alexstrasza realizes it's missing and breaks out too early. We're sending you to Dong Algaz. It's not where they are supposed to be, but time is like cheese right now, tasty and full of holes. But here's some sand. I'll help you to be a little bit more secretly. Let's not tell Alexstrasza about this one. Wait a minute. So it's saying Chromie is saying that in the present, well, in this time, because I'm guessing she has to go through Alexstrasza to, I guess, enact these time walking events. Maybe that's why she doesn't want her to tell, because maybe that's why. Maybe that's, oh shit. So if Chromie were to tell Alexstrasza that we're going to a part of the second war where she was, and to say that, we're the cause of her not getting out too early, and that she was forced to, produce these kids, these dragons. Oh my god. Let me go back to the video.
So get that, the reason why they made this in the first place, the sort of
Oh,
questline in
okay,
the first
yeah.
place,
It shows over here.
is to really
He
send
does
it
show it.
home that the bronze dragonflight, they do some really serious stuff. They make things happen. If you really think about it, what we've experienced throughout the Warcraft timeline, uh, whether it's Warcraft or World of Warcraft, the bronze dragonflight might have taken actions to make sure that those things happen because, again, the best timeline. This is the most ideal thing that had happened, despite
Dude.
an obvious wrongdoing that had happened. Some folks are saying that it's very awkward that someone like Chromie, who is considered as a transsexual or a transspecial thing, because
Yeah, I also heard that bullshit like around the time of Pride 2 that Chromie is somehow trans. Let me know, because I believe Chromie is just a dragon, right? Chromie's a dragon. Like, she takes forms just like Alexstrasza. And, this is just her form. I don't know how a dragon could. I don't know. I don't know how dragons. Because I thought that at least in Final Fantasy, dragons reproduce like asexually, so like they don't need a mate. I thought it was the same case for for World of Warcraft, and I was wrong. I was.
he's a dragon and all that.
But let me know,
That it's
guys. If
weird that
is
she
Chromie?
does this thing to enable what
I
is
believe Chromie is
happening
just a
to
dragon.
Alexstrasza. But it also kind of tells me that as an agent of time, and as we've seen in other instances where you have these, TVA like bronze dragonflight things that are trying to make sure that the best thing that the most ideal outcomes happen, that oftentimes these agents are really jaded. They're very like, oh yeah, I'm used to this. Oh yeah, I've seen you die a whole number of times. I've seen the worst that can happen. And that's kind of what I get from this sort of, that's what I get from Chromie offering these sorts of quest lines. It's also important to point out that that this particular quest line and all the others that I believe are similar to it are dailies. These are dailies that connect you to getting, I think, some reputation that will eventually get you. I don't know what. Maybe we'll find out in this build that had just come out today. I'm just not sure yet. But you also get an item that will help you get rewards from the upcoming time rifts that are going to happen. But largely, what you get are cosmetic rewards from this. These are dailies that you can skip, and so if you want to act out the role play of what's happening here, you can simply not do these quests either. So some very dark quest lines that are coming. It's considered daily content. It's optional content. There are things that you can. There are things that you can skip. You can bypass these. And as for the themes itself, for me at least, they seem very in line with what sorts of things that these, timey-wimey people have to deal with on the regular, and we've seen it in quite a few in quite a few narrative spaces.
I mean, I'm guessing people are very uncomfortable with Blizzard doing this with all the, stuff that Blizzard has done recently. So I mean, but of course, all this stuff is lore. So, but that being said, I don't know if all that stuff that Blizzard was doing was happening when this was originally going down. Well, I don't think Blizzard was even created yet, and during the were they? I think they were created. Yeah, once Warcraft 2 started. Yeah. So yeah, I don't. I mean, it's been a while since I've looked at the Warcraft 2 stuff, but I don't know if all this, if everything that was going down behind the scenes at Blizzard, I don't know if I don't know if that was still happening once originally this was happening in the timeline. That's what I was trying to say. But
But I totally understand if people are like, nope, hate it, don't want. It's not even a matter of I won't do it. I just don't want it in there. I get it. So at this point, I think I've said my piece. I'm just gonna want to listen now in the comments. Let me know what you think of stuff of what's going on here, and off I go. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
there it is. Yeah, guys. So look, let me know what you guys think about these upcoming quests. Let me check out the comments and see what they're saying, because I didn't know this, obviously, but this was let's see, it would be cool if the dragon deemed you the player too dangerous for their plans, so they want to kill you, and while when you were still an infant, so every race would get a personalized quest to go back in time and save yourself. Protecting the proper time and still does not make you competent in the acts you are ensuring takes place, because if you did, then you and then complicit in every act. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this is what the Bronze Dragon flight stories have always been in game. I don't know why it's controversial now. Yeah, like, see, the new Warcraft where players are no longer gray, because it's the first time players have been implicit with SA. I mean, this one is hard. What do you guys think about it, man? Because I'm guessing with everything that happened in Warcraft 2, the reason why Alexstrasza essentially couldn't escape, I'm guessing it would be because of your player, your main character. So even if you don't partake in this quest, I'm guessing that that instance would still be canon in the story of you ultimately forcing her to have these children, well, being complicit in the act of forcing of being in the act of forcing her to have these kids, so that the proper timeline can unravel whatever it's leading up to. I don't know, but it's tough. I mean, I've also heard that some people want this quest to be taken out. But I mean, I don't think it. I don't know, man. I don't think that it should be. I mean, look, even if Blizzard takes this out, the Blizzard is still gonna be a shit company to so many people. So, and if this is indeed part of Alexstrasza's lore and her progression as a character, I don't know if removing it would make it better. It's definitely a weird one. It's definitely weird, but guys, let me know what you guys think about this. I don't know. It's because I'm I'm new to the space, so, and I don't know really that much about Alexstrasza because I haven't met her in the story yet. So yeah, a little bit of drama that's going on with Warcraft. Like, what side are you guys on, man? Are you? I mean, it is overall it's messed up, but that's what originally I kind of liked about Warcraft. Well, hearing through the grapevine when Warcraft was in its heyday, when Warcraft was in its prime and was still kind of new, it was always a little bit more of that darker adult game, that handles situations like this. And I'm pretty sure even in Final Fantasy we get nothing like this. Like, so that's what I can at least appreciate, that Warcraft handles dark, very dark themes, and it uses them as such. I see both sides. I see that, hey man, people are very uncomfortable with this because some people have this in their real life that's happened, but also at the same time, a lot of people are gonna say, hey, it's just a game, it's just pixels. Like Alexstrasza and Chromie, it's not real. What side are you guys on, man? Like, again, I'm just taking in information. This is all new to your boy. Like, wow. I mean, but it gives. If this is the case, man, it gives Alexstrasza, I guess, more. Well, I don't want to speak too soon because, again, I don't know her as a character. So I'll hold that. What I was gonna say, I'll hold. Guys, are you gonna do these daily quests when they come out? How do you feel about them? Let me know down in the comments below. Until the next one, take care. Bye bye.